What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I want to talk to you guys about Destiny, the Taken King. That's right, the game launched today here in the United States, and it is amazing. And I never thought I would say this, but thank you, hunters. That's right, your fearless leader, none other than Cayde-6, the EXO, voiced wonderfully by Nathan Fillion, saved the franchise, in my opinion, and made me care more about Destiny in 5 minutes than the previous year because there was a story injected and there was personality injected. So Cayde-6 turns out that he is actually a smartass, and he is kind of got his own plan, and he's like, hey, this crap's going on out there, let's go out and do something. And he kind of breaks the trust of Ikora and of Zavala and kind of goes off and does these kind of little rogue-ish, kind of directs you in these rogue-ish missions. And he kind of reminds me of like a Han Solo type, where he's just kind of like, whatever, let's just go out and do it. And it's amazing. I don't want to give too many spoilers for people who haven't gotten around to playing it, but there's actually a lot of meat to the story, and it's amazing. It's amazing to see that there's actually interaction between these characters. And I know Commander Zavala is the commander. Obviously, he's got the name in his title. But name one thing that he's done, name one action that he's done in the world of Destiny that makes you think that he is the commander. Short of standing at the head of the table, I guess. Who cares? But it's very clear that there's consequence. It's very clear that Cayde is nervous of what Zavala is going to do to him for punishment for kind of betraying, not really his trust in a bad way, but kind of going off in his own direction and sending the Guardian, you, off on some kind of tangent mission to this kind of almost like a suicide mission. And how about the way that everyone interacts with Eris Morn? I mean, hello, that bitch is crazy. She's been crazy since day one. And she just kind of stood off in the corner by herself with her ship just hovering, giving you weird missions, spouting off weird crap. And suddenly, she's got a personality. And the other Vanguards are talking to her and interacting with her and saying, like, you're crazy. It blows my mind. Where has this been? Where has this interaction been from the beginning? Now, I think, again, I don't want to give away too much, but wow. I mean, just that little bit, just those little conversations totally changes the dialogue and the flow of the game. It changes the interaction that the characters have. It changes my compassion in the game. And I will tell you, I've always been proud to be a Titan. I've always been proud. I know when the alpha came out, I started with the Warlock. I felt too many people were playing Warlocks. And I went to the boring Titan because everyone's like, oh, this is just a Master Chief clone. And I went with the Titan, and I've never looked back. And I've always been proud to be a Titan because, to me, I think they're kind of the tougher, like they lead in the front. They have the defender shield, the striker. They're kind of always on the front line, fighting. And I've always had that self-imposed Titan pride. However, the dialogue that Zavala has and some of the decisions he makes and the way that people look up to him, the way that Ikora looks up to him, the way that Cayde looks up to him and respects and listens to his judgment, the way he kind of runs the show. Now I'm really, really proud to be a Titan. I'm like, that's my guy. And I equate it to World of Warcraft, where I always say, damn it, I know it's not Garrosh anymore, but Garrosh is my war chief. He's my guy. And I never felt that in Destiny until today. I never felt that way about Zavala to today. And it's those little moments, just a little dialogue. We're not talking 30-minute Metal Gear Solid-esque cutscenes. We're talking just brief interactions the characters have between the missions, the brief radio chatter, the way that they interact with your ghost. Your ghost actually talks to other people now. It's amazing. Now, I haven't completely beat the main mission yet. I'm pretty close, I think. But I wanted to take a break and talk about that. And from what I've seen, it's amazing. It's truly amazing. And I'm like, finally, I feel like I'm connected to this world. I'm not just in it for the next exotic. I'm actually in it for the story. Believe that. The story in Destiny actually makes me... I want to know how this ends now. I want to know what happens. I want to see more interaction between the characters. I want to hear more dialogue. And it's great. And the one thing I've noticed so far is that your character's suddenly mute. He doesn't talk anymore, or she. Just kind of stands there and, you know, Nolan does the talking, and that's okay. I will say that definitely Cayde-6 has the most to work with in terms of lines. Nathan Fillion just blows this performance out of the water. And boy, is that guy's stock gone up or what? I mean, man, he's in this. He's going to be in Halo 5. I mean, this guy's like becoming a main player in video games, and I like that. I think that's awesome. He's got a very recognizable voice, and I think he does a really good job of conveying a lot of emotion in the little bit of dialogue that he does get. And there's a scene early on, and I know you guys have seen, I'm probably misquoting it, but they're looking at a map of what they're going to do next, and Eris Morn throws this like rock on, and she's like, "My rock is talking to me." Completely whack job, right? And he's like, "Get your rock off my map." It just blows me away. I've mentioned this before in previous videos. The only other thing I can think of in all of Destiny where any of the dialogue actually kind of made me chuckle and really kind of helped me connect with the player was when the ghost is referred to as Little Light by the weird female hunter name. I don't know her name. This is the problem with the old Destiny. It made no sense. I don't know who she was. I don't care. Some weird guardian girl. I don't know. But at the end, your guy... he's like, "Come on, let's get out of here, Little Light." He's like, "Don't call me that." And it was a neat little heartwarming thing. And again, that's what, 2 seconds of dialogue? But it really helps you understand and frame the connection of players, between the characters. And as a player, it helps you connect to the world. And Taken King has it in spades. So thank you, Hunters. Thank you, Nathan Fillion. And thank you, Bungie, for actually listening to me. I'm sure many of us complain, but if you do go back on my videos, I have to give myself some credit. All 7 of you who watch my old videos, I did actually talk about this at length, that I felt there was a lot of character development that was lacking, and I was tired of adding in the new character and the Eris Morn and the Queen and some of these other characters. I'm like, you know what? Let's stick with the guys we have and let's make them relevant. And they did. And I think people can agree with this, and I'm not sure if they've publicly discussed this or not. But this is really the first real expansion after kind of the core game and the first 2 mini expansions came out, where we've actually gotten to see a lot of our feedback rolled into it. And I think that not just being a mindless shooter, but actually adding injection of those character and those story elements is really important to the players. And I really feel connected, a lot more connected to this world than I did before, and I'm really happy for that, and I like that. And I hear a lot more people talking about the story and about their characters, and this happened and this happened. Well, I got pride for my guy. Well, I got pride for my guy. Well, I'm a Titan. Well, I'm a hunter. Whatever it happens to be. And I love that. I think that's cool. And I mean, obviously, expansion's new. We're in the honeymoon phase. Everything's great. Legendaries and exotics are dropping from the sky. It's all fun and new. We've yet to explore any of this world, find any of the ghost shells, all the different secrets contained therein. And I know the honeymoon's probably going to end in some capacity, and we're going to be stuck with the core base. That's not stuck, but we're going to move back to the core base of players that we've had from the beginning of the game that just kind of stick with it and play. And for the most part, I'm pretty consistent in my play with Destiny. I take little breaks here and there, but for the most part, I'm invested in the game. So, we're ecstatic. I mean, this is amazing. This is just blowing our minds, because I tell you, that tower was a ghost town, no pun intended, prior to this expansion in terms of just anything going on. Nobody was talking, nobody's acting, and I would love for this to continue. I would love to have characters interact with Zerv when he comes by, like, who the hell is this crazy guy? All the different factions, I'd love to see them start talking to each other. So far, I'm still really not seeing a lot of it from Dead Orbit or from the other factions, where they're just kind of like, "Hey, do you want to come work for us? Sign this paper. All right, you get double experience for the week," or whatever it is. I'd like to see more of that. How about like internal rivalries between the two? Maybe not in a bad way. Maybe not like they're shooting at each other, but I want to see this taken to the next level. But man, even if that never happens, the Taken King is a huge success in the terms of my connection to Destiny. I'm curious from you guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is amazing or what? I can't see how anyone could argue with how great Cayde-6 is in this expansion and how he finally injects some much needed oomph and charisma into a really bland story. And Nolan North does a good job. I'm not going to take away from him. I've done a video in the past about Nolan North and his who's better as the Dinklebot. Is it him or is it Dinklage? That's for the world to decide. But man, Nathan Fillion just knocks this out of the park, and it is great. So thanks all around for everybody who's got anything to do with this game, because you've made a bigger fan out of a guy who's already been a big fan. And I think that is a huge success. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about The Taken King. Try to keep it spoiler free. There's a lot of crap going on the internet. I want people to enjoy it for themselves. As always, thanks for watching. And until next time, Guardians, I will see you guys on the other side.